Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pageant Launchpad. We were hoping to have Carrie, the current reigning Mrs. Wyoming America 2025, but uh, life is so super busy and we weren't able to get that connection for today. But she is going to come on another day. We're working that out so that we don't have any glitches because being a title holder, she's busy. So, and we love her and we want to have her here. So, welcome to the Pageant Launchpad. I'm Charlene Jones, and today we're talking about something that keeps more women from stepping into pageantry than almost anything else. And honestly, it keeps us from stepping into our full potential in life, period. I call it the prison of performance. And here's what I know. You think that you need to become someone else to be pageant worthy. You think that you need to be perfect, hair always flawless, smile always bright, answers always polished. You think you need to perform your way into a crown. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. You don't have to become someone else. Your story is enough. The judges aren't looking for performance. They want you, the real you, the woman who's lived something, learned something, and has something to say about it. Today, I'm going to show you how to break free from that performance, the prison of performance, and step into what I call the freedom framework. It's a 4-step process that takes you from performing to polishing. There is a huge difference between those two. Uh, Baking it and refining it, two very, very different things. And that's what makes the difference for many, many judges. We're going to talk about first the performance trap. Um, I fell into this for many years when I started out in pageantry. Let me paint a picture for you. And maybe you'll see yourself in all of that, or maybe parts of you. You're getting ready for interview, you're Googling pageant answers, you're watching past winners on YouTube, trying to mimic their cadence, their hand gestures, their smile. You're writing out answers that sound like someone else. Um, excuse me. You're practicing in the mirror and it kind of feels off. It feels rehearsed, stiff, like you're wearing someone else's skin. That, my friend, is the performance trap. So, what is the performance trap? The performance trap is the belief that you have to become someone different to be worthy of the crown. It's the exhausting cycle of mimicking instead of expressing, hiding instead of revealing, perfecting instead of connecting, performing instead of being present. I saw all those things in myself going through pageantry. Here's what happens when you fall into this performance trap. One, you lose your voice. Your answers sound generic, rehearsed, and forgettable because they're not actually your answers. Two, you lose your energy. Performance is exhausting. Authenticity is energizing. Number three, you lose your power. The moment you step into someone else's story, you abandon the very thing that makes you compelling, your story. Number four, you lose the crown. because judges can smell a performance from a mile away. They're looking for substance, for truth, for a woman who knows who she is. Let's talk about where the performance trap shows up. This isn't just about pageantry. The performance trap shows up everywhere. It showed up everywhere in my life when I was doing it. So I'm speaking from experience. Let's talk about when you're at work, where you dim your personality so that you can fit in because you want them to like you. In relationships, where you say what you think people want to hear. On social media, where you can curate a highlight reel instead of sharing reality. In your own head, where you criticize yourself for not being enough. We talked about um, excavating all of the things that other people told you that you were in the last, I think it was in the last um, Launchpad episode. In your head, you have all these things that people have imparted into you, and maybe you've imparted them into yourself, and you've had to take a laser and get rid of that stuff, and you have to do it daily. So sometimes our own mindset is a problem. That's sometimes where we get stuck. I know I did for a while. So if you're going through it, you're not alone. And that's why I'm doing this. We are all performing somewhere. The question is, where are you performing instead of being authentic? So let's talk about the freedom framework. I, cr- I created this freedom framework to help you, and there will be a homework page that I'll give to you if you send me a message. How do we break free from all of this? How do we move from performing to polishing? I developed something I call four steps, the 4-step freedom framework that will take you from fake to refined, from performance to powerful presence. Uh, you have to excavate your truth. You can't share what you don't know. This is step one, excavating. The first step is to dig deep and excavate. My words are not coming out. Everything that you thought you knew. This means asking yourself, what have I actually lived through? What did I learn from it? What do I believe now because of it? Why does it matter? Your story doesn't have to be dramatic and big. It doesn't have to be tragic. It just has to be true. One of the amazing things that I learned about myself was that when I talk about child abuse, when I talk about the life of a military spouse and service member, I light up with those things because I know them. I've experienced those things. When I talk about domestic abuse survival, those are all things that are very close to my heart. I was ashamed to share my story for the first 12 years of my pageant journey. I shared about my veterans because I'm passionate about our veterans. I never shared until the last few years about my experience with abuse. And when I was able to do that, when I knew that my story just had to be true and my own personal experience and I didn't have to be ashamed of it, what freedom came over me was incredible. So maybe you didn't experience what I've experienced. Maybe you're a single mom who went back to school. Maybe you lost someone and had to rebuild. Maybe you failed at something and discovered resilience that you didn't even know you had. Maybe you grew up in a small town and learned the power of community. These are stories, and your story is enough, but you have to know it. You have to own it. You have to excavate the truth of what you've lived and what it taught you. So here's your action step. Write down 3 defining moments in your life, not performances, moments, the ones that changed you deep inside. Okay? Step 2, eliminate the fake. Now that you know your truth, it is time to eliminate anything that's not authentically you. This is where you ruthlessly cut answers you think you're supposed to give. Your answers aren't going to be the same as everybody else. You want to eliminate language that doesn't sound like you, stories that aren't actually yours, personas that you borrowed from other people. I'm not saying don't study winners. I'm saying don't become them. You're not like them. Your story is different than theirs. Your personality, your character, everything is so different from the winners. That's why they won. There's a difference between learning from someone and copying them. Learn the structure, learn the skills, but tell your story in your voice. And here's how you know if you're faking it. Does it sound like something I'd actually say to a friend? Am I using words I don't normally use? Am I telling a story that's true or the one that sounds impressive? Do I feel energized saying this or drained? Here's the action step for this one. Read your pageant answers out loud. Circle anything that makes you cringe and rewrite it in your actual voice. Step 3, elevate your delivery. Here's where people get confused. They think authenticity means unpolished. They think real means being unrefined. No. Authenticity is the foundation. Polish is the presentation. You don't change your story. You refine how you tell it. This is where you, where you clarify your message so it's concise and compelling. Practice your delivery. It'll help you become confident rather than robotic. Structure your answers so that it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Own your presence, your posture, your eye contact, your energy. Own it. Think of it this way. A diamond doesn't stop being a diamond when it's cut and polished. It just shines brighter. You're not becoming someone else. You're revealing the brilliance that's already there inside of you. Here's your action step for this. Take one of your core stories, practice telling it in 90 seconds. Time yourself, refine it, and then practice until it feels natural, not rehearsed. This is important. Step 4, embody your authority. This final step is the most important. Embodying your authority means stepping fully into the truth that your experience gives you the right to speak. You don't have to apologize for your story. You don't have to qualify it. You don't have to perform your way into credibility. You lived it. That makes you the authority. It took me a long time to get that. I want you, when you walk into that interview room, to know that you're not there to convince them you're worthy. You're there to share what you know what you've learned, and what you're building because of it. Embodying your authority means speaking with conviction, not apology, making eye contact like you belong there, because you do, answering questions from your truth, not from what you think they want to hear, trusting that your story is enough. Here's your action step. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say out loud, my story is enough. I am enough. I belong here. Say it until you believe it. The next part is our third part, and this is transformation. Let me tell you something. I spent years performing. I thought I had to be the polished, perfect version of what pageant queen should be. I thought I had to hide the rough edges, the bull riding, the criminal justice background, all of the grit. That was me. Some of it was even shame-based. And you know what? When I let all that go, all that shame, all that hiding of who I am and what I experienced, I became unforgettable. I started placing in the top 5. When I brought my whole story into the room, my messy and meaningful story, everything changed. When I finally stood in front of judges and said, I'm a former bull rider, I'm a criminal justice professional, and I'm a woman who believes in service before spotlight, that's when my best in pageantry and in life became evident. Not just because I performed perfectly, but because I showed up authentically. My words are weird today, sorry. And that's what I want for you. I want you to walk into the interview room and be so grounded in your truth that no amount of nerves can shake you. I want you to answer questions from your story, your values, your lived experience, not from what you think sounds good. I want you to break free from all of that prison of performance and step into the power of presence. It is too exhausting to try to be someone else. Just be a polished version of you. Now, here's your homework, and I will provide a PDF if you send me a message or send me a message on the Pageant Launchpad Facebook page. And I want you to do some real deep soul work this week. Recognizing your performance patterns means writing them down, getting real honest with yourself and answering these questions. Number 1, where am I performing instead of being authentic? Is it at work? Is it in my relationships? Is it on social media? Is it in my own self-talk? Number 2, what am I afraid will happen if I stop performing? Will I be rejected? Will I be judged? Am I not enough? Number 3, what parts of my story am I hiding because I think they're not pageant worthy? Write them down. These are probably going to be your greatest assets. Number 4, if I showed up 100% authentically, what would change? How would I speak? How would I carry myself? What would I say? Number 5, what's one small step that you can take this week to be more authentic? In one conversation, in one answer, in one moment. Do this work. because pageantry isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you already are, polished. Your story is enough. You just need to refine it and learn how to communicate it in that 4-minute interview. And that is exactly what we're building together here at the Pageant Launchpad. I know it was a lot, but it will be worth it. Do the homework. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell me, or go to the Pageant Launchpad Facebook page and comment or send me a message. Tell me where you have been performing instead of being authentic. Let's break free together. I did it. I'm not going to give any judgment on you for whatever it is you're doing. If you're really ready to stop performing and start polishing, subscribe to this channel because we're just getting started. And remember, fearlessly authentic, service before spotlight, and from never me to forever queen. And I'll see you in the next episode.